Greetings to all. You are watching Wisdom with Anthony sir. So today I have brought a different topic for you, which may be a misconception for many of us, that is really grammar needed to speak English, and if it is yes, then how much grammar? So today I am here with most of the answers that you have, or you have been dealing with the problem so far. So I must tell you that, do I need to learn grammar to speak English fluently? Let me tell you first of all what is grammar. The grammar is basic rules and basic concepts to transfer the ideas and to communicate in one language in order to make it in a comprehensive way. I mean to say, for the better understanding, for more knowledge, for better comprehension, grammar is needed. Grammar is none other than some rules of a language. Right? So, do I need to learn all the rules? Answer is obviously no. Because now you have two questions, maybe no. I can just think you have two questions in your brain. What about those, the little babies, those who learn English? They are not learning no rules, no grammar, nothing, but still they are able to converse. Let me tell you, they are learning English as their first language. But when we learn English as our second language, it becomes little difficult for us and little difficult for anyone who is an aspirant to learn English, especially in terms of speaking fluently. Now the question arises, how much grammar do I need? That we will be discussing at the ending portion of the video. But before that, I must take you to the points that, do I really need grammar to speak English fluently? The very first I have for you is communication. In order to make precise and better communication, I need grammar. Yes, I need to have basic knowledge of grammar. Without that, my communication will be like devastated. I can't say that my purpose of communication will be complete without knowledge of grammar. We need to have basic knowledge of grammar in order to transfer, convey, or to get the ideas of obviously listener and speakers, to make a conversation a complete one or a successful one. Otherwise, it is a hindrance. See, one more thing you need to make it very clear here, note down. I'm not talking about the perfection. I'm not talking about the complex rules. I'm not talking about seeking a complete knowledge of grammar. We are not going to be professor over here. We are here to learn English so that we are able to communicate in the language. We're not talking about the proficiency here. Proficiency, obviously it will come step by step, inch by inch, so inch to the target. Right? But wherever we are, now we are thinking that how much I need to learn grammar. Do I need to put extra efforts to learn grammar? Do I need to invest extra time to learn grammar? What if I do? No problem, my dear. These are all futile questions. All in vain. Just basic knowledge is enough to make a communication a complete one. Second point I have for you, to better understanding. This also comes under communication only, but I have written it as a second point or a different point or a separate point. Why? Because if you want to understand the language and if you want to make it understand, grammar is needed. Yes, grammar is needed. Suppose you do not know where to use a, or where to use an, where to use the. So for understanding, otherwise, if you do not know where to use all this is an example I'm taking for you. I don't know where to use a or an, so it will be a problem. I don't know where to use the, it will be a problem. For whom? The listener, obviously. Even the speaker doesn't know, so it will create the illusion and the problem for speaker as well. Right? If I don't know about some, little, much, many, so it will be the problem. For whom? for listener as well as speaker is making the mistake. So for the better and healthy communication, I need to have little and concrete, whatever the grammar knowledge I have, but it has to be complete way. Little knowledge is enough, because we are not going to appear in any exam here. When we talk about the competitive exam, their perfection needs, because we need to do the error and correction. We are not talking about here. That is a different case. In the separate video, I will make you understand that also, how to tackle with that. But here I am talking about spoken English, which can help you out to convey the message, to transfer the ideas. If you have something inside your brain, if you are able to put them in the words, it means that you are able to converse. The purpose of conversation is getting completed there, but using the right grammar. Again, I am telling you, not with that perfection, okay, with the basic things you are able to converse, you are able to put yourself, bring out, that's enough for you. Right? Third point I have for you, thinking. Thinking what? When you use correct grammar. Suppose somebody is saying in different tense. Suppose I want to tell you that I will meet you in the evening, and I use the wrong structure here. I tell you I was meeting you in the evening. So the thinking here, it will get changed because I use the wrong grammar here, and by using wrong grammar, my purpose is incomplete, and the purpose of communication is incomplete. The communication is incomplete. Conversation is incomplete. The utter failure of communication. That is why it is needed at least that much grammar. Now the big question comes in many of your minds, sir, how much grammar is needed to speak English fluently? Now my answer is, as usual, basic grammar. Sir, what is that basic grammar? Here I am talking about tense. Obviously, the most important thing. Words that will be like helping hands for tenses. You need to have words. And moreover that we have those words. Then, tense, verbs, subject and verb agreement. How my verb agrees with the subject. For an example, if I do not know that am goes with I'll sing I are, so that is wrong. I are going to market, no, wrong. No, I should know that am goes with I am going to market. She is, I'm not using she are, she am. So these basic things, singular subject, singular verb, plural subject, plural verb. These certain, then little idea, little knowledge of parts of speech, noun, pronoun, verb, adverb, adjective, preposition, conjunction, interjection, not in detail, but at least so that you can express and you can understand it well. That's it. Because sometimes in search for fluency, we miss out many things. Because fluency comes and fluency comes like, no, it is there, one day it comes. But we actually misunderstood the concept of fluency. It is also being fluent to convey the ideas, to assimilate the statements, to assimilate the ideas or the thoughts or insights. That is also a kind of communication. That's also kind of fluency, which makes your communication a complete one. So don't get into that misconception that fluency is only learning about all the grammatical rules, then only I'll start once I go through every single rule. Learning grammar can be so monotonous and boring. Sometimes those who are dealing it with for a purpose, they will find it. Somebody is preparing for competitive exam. It is a must thing for him or her. Here, your motive is something else. So first of all, we need to understand the motive, and according to the motive, you should go. Suppose you are visiting a market, and market only 1,000 rupees are required. Why will you carry, or why will you spend 5,000 rupees for that, when you are getting the things done in 1,000 rupees? I hope you are getting what I mean to say. As per as the demand and the requirement, we must utilize the things and the resources. It is also kind of resources. Then slow and steady, like there's a phrase, slow and steady means the race. Slowly and gradually you can learn other aspects, other topics also. At the initial level, if you teach somebody all the rules of grammar, he will leave English and run away. Reality, I'm telling you. Because English, it's all about rules, and rules comes with an exception. Sometimes it can be very confusing. It is like very confusing thing for many of those who are learning English. And if some of you know it very well, then you can relate it what I mean to say. Learning thousands of rules and then learning the exception becomes very monotonous. So first of all, come to know your area. What is my area? What is my motive? What is my purpose that I want to speak English? And what is my level? Obviously, if you know all these things, you are a good speaker of language when you are in tense of speaking. If you don't speak, if you don't open your mouth, it will remain a dream for you. Why I'm saying? Because it is many of us, we want to speak English fluently, but so far results are away. We have been looking for the results. We have been looking for the things, but still the things are so away. You know why? Because we don't know the purpose. What my purpose is, what my resource is, and am I able to mingle with those? Am I able to bridge up with those? Know your knowledge, know your area, know your purpose, then step out. Believe me, success is yours. Because without having a motive, without having a goal, it is impossible for anyone to get into the conversation. Looking for fluency, but I don't know how much grammar is required, especially when I'm a beginner. And I know certain things, still I'm not able to converse. Again a problem. So make sure that for speaking English, some basic topics are enough. Later on, you can cover one by one active, passive voice, direct and indirect speech. You can go in detail of adjectives, then adverb, then detail of everything, then this or that. But some common topics you can take up. You learn. Right? And if you are looking for tenses, I have a playlist there. You can learn from there also. If you have little problem in tenses, sir, I get confused in some tenses, I have a playlist from there, you can watch it. So I hope that you must have liked the video, and if you are visiting for the very first time, do hit the like button, as well as I would love if you subscribe the channel and do share it if you find it worth, right? Take care, till then, bye bye.